What's up, everybody? Welcome to another installment of BrickWall Reviews. This is Dave, and tonight I'm here to review Everything Everywhere All at Once. I saw this movie. I know I promised y'all this review like last Monday, but like it's been a pretty tough week for me, man. I've just been trying to, just recalibrate certain things in life. Make sure I'm taking care of my mental and everything. So you know how that is. So it'd be like that. So I'm sorry that the videos haven't been being dropped or recorded as much, but I am still here. I plan on increasing it. I still have really, really great plans and ideas and things I'm going to do moving forward with the channel. So I'm just trying to figure all that out, man. Just trying to work through a few things and a few kinks and everything. But still, thank you guys for your support. Thank y'all for tuning in to my Bad Guys review. I really appreciate all the love that's been getting. Continue to check that out. Continue to subscribe, like, share, tune in, all that good stuff. Your continued support really motivates me and keeps me going, keeps me not giving up here on the channel. So I do want to thank you guys for all that. I do want to let you guys know, again, I do plan on continuing dropping content and dropping more content. I'm trying to feed you guys with my reviews here. And I do owe y'all a few reviews, and I promise I'm going to get to those before the end of the year. But anyway, yeah, so as you can see, I'm here by myself tonight. Sam's still away on vacation and everything. She's still getting some things together for BrickWall Army and everything like that. So, but like I said, I promise y'all this review for Everything Everywhere All at Once. This is a movie I've been wanting to see since I saw the trailer when it dropped. And boy, oh boy, I saw it last Saturday. Yeah, I think I saw it last Saturday. And this was one of the best movies I have seen in quite some time. This is one of the most original movies I've seen. This is one of the most interesting movies I've ever seen. And I know the word multiverse is being thrown around in a lot of our media now. This is probably the best film to watch to prepare yourself for all the multiverse stuff that's coming out, especially Doctor Strange this Friday, which, hey, you already know your boy gonna be out there, so definitely have a review coming up for that this week. I promise you that. And I'm gonna try to make another mega review because y'all know how I like to do things like that. But anyway, so yeah, so this movie here, Everything Everywhere All at Once, was released at the South by Southwest Festival on March 11th, 2022. Of course, that was the festival release. And then it had its limited theatrical release here in the U.S. starting on March 25th, 2022. And that was a limited release. So let me tell you a funny story behind that, right? I do have an interesting story behind me wanting to see this movie too. So when it came out March 25th, I was like, yo, I got to go see that movie. I didn't get to go see it when I wanted to see it, but there were still showtimes going. So when I was ready to go see it, I looked and the times were like going. I was like, no, I thought I missed this movie. And because I was like, I have to see that movie in theaters. I thought I missed it. And I was so upset. But then I found out that was only a limited release. And I had the wide release that started on April 8th. So it was released by A24 Studios, which they have a really good track record for a lot of great movies. Some that I do plan on seeing. It has a couple upcoming ones that I do want to check out. A24 is probably going to be one of my top studios moving forward because I have seen some of their previous stuff, like one or two films. This one here just makes me keep wanting to go back to the studio. So big shout out to that studio for just doing new things, bringing new types of twists on genres that we've already seen before, and bringing different stories that we may not see coming from other studios now, especially with all these mergers and stuff like that. A24, I hope y'all can stay true to y'all for real. Like, because it's dope what you guys are doing over there. If y'all haven't seen a movie from A24 Studios, watch any of them, because from what I hear, a lot of them are like really, really good. This one is super good. I love this one right here. So this is described as a black comedy with a little bit of action. So you can say it's like an action comedy type thing. This movie stars Michelle Yeoh, Stephanie Su, Ki-Yo Kwan, Jenny Slate, Harry Shum Jr., James Hong, and Jamie Lee Curtis. So a small cast, but it has some really heavy hitters in this movie, especially when it comes down to Jamie Lee Curtis and Jenny Slate, who do play some really good roles in there. So what is this movie about? This movie And stick with me here because this plot synopsis, I'm gonna tell you this, but when I tell you about the movie, you're gonna be like, wait, what? And I'm not gonna spoil it because I can't spoil this movie. It's too good to spoil. So, this follows a Chinese American woman being audited by the IRS who discovers that she must connect with parallel universe versions of herself to prevent a powerful being from causing the destruction of them all. That sounds like, wait, what? It started off so normal. How did it suddenly jump to multiverse? Why did she have to save the multiverse? Well, so this movie, like it says here in the synopsis, it starts off with excuse me. It starts off with, hold on, let me get the character's name. Y'all know I'm bad at the names. Oh, okay, so it starts off with Evelyn, played by Michelle Yeoh. And so she runs a laundromat with her husband. And one of the cool things about this movie is that everyone speaks in their native Chinese language. So there are subtitles here. Big warning, there are subtitles here that you'll have to read, but the subtitles don't distract from the things going on the screen. You know what I mean? So if you are afraid that, oh man, I'm gonna have to do so much reading, I'm not gonna see what happens on the screen, or I might miss something. No, don't worry, because when the movie wants you to focus on something that's happening, it's gonna make sure you focus. They're gonna start speaking English, the camera gonna pan in on things. As a matter of fact, there's one particular part in the movie where the camera kind of zoomed in while this conversation is being had, the camera is zooming in on something that's going on in the background. I'm making sure, like, yo, you seeing this? All right, cool, because in about 5 minutes, we're going to explain what just happened. So it's really cool when it does that. So anyway, so she's kind of stressed out. Her daughter is like a lesbian, but she's not really comfortable talking to her mom about it. It kind of, because of tradition and culture and things like that. Not because of homophobia or anything, but, understand people, different cultures aren't at the point that we as Americans are, where we, accept different lifestyles like homosexuality and things like that. Like, and not every country accepts that fully, and that's just based off of their traditions. And we have to be okay in understanding that everyone's not. There's a lot of traditions in a lot of different cultures in a lot of different countries. So we can't get out and start bashing the country or bashing people because we're saying, oh, you're being homophobic. It's the 21st century, man. 2022, get with it. No, like, these are long-standing, and some of that stuff runs deep into cultures and religions and blah, 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 blah. I'm not here to discuss that or anything, but I'm just saying, let's be understanding to other countries when it comes to things like that. All right. So that said, she's not like Evelyn kind of, like I said, she acknowledges it, but she doesn't like fully accept it. And then this is a big time where Evelyn's father is coming into town, and they know they're getting audited by the IRS, so they're just trying to make a living, pretty much, right? So an interesting thing about this movie too is that it kind of moves in chapters. So once you kind of get what I call the prologue of the movie, you get the that's when you see chapter 1. Everything. Like, it's weird. Like, when you see it, it's pretty dope. So so when they go to the IRS building, they end up going there. And throughout the beginning of the movie, you kind of see like the dynamics. You see that Evelyn's not really that happy with her life. You see that her husband is he's just trying to keep things at a certain level. He's trying to look out for Evelyn, things like that. So it's the family is really close. You can see how they're hard on each other, but they're really close, and you kind of get it. You kind of get it a lot. So that's when Evelyn's husband starts to act different, and he says that he's a different version of her husband taking over the husband's body. See, I told y'all this gets a little confusing when I explain it. So and he pretty much tells her, hey, look, we need your help because there are many different versions of you out there in the multiverse, the multiverse thing, right? And he's like, yo, listen, like, you have to be the one to help. Like, if you don't stop this evil that's out there, then, this could be the end of all life across the multiverse as we know it, right? So, he gives her these devices, and it's really like, guys, I'm really trying to explain this movie the best way I can without over explaining. So it gives her these devices, and that allows her to tap into different versions of her in the multiverse. However, in order to like really be able to access, let's say, certain skills that they may have or certain things they may know, you have to do certain things that kind of put them on that path. So for example, and this is the only thing I'm going to explain about this movie because I don't want to be here. I'm going to be over explaining this all night. So let's say this water bottle, right? If I spilled this water bottle, that could lead to me taking I don't know, a swimming class. Let's just say something bizarre like that, right? So if I want to access the version of me that knows how to swim, I have to spill this bottle of water, and that will unlock the path for me. And I would tap the little thing, the little device on my ear, and I would have the ability to know how to swim. So that's like the easiest way I can explain it. The movie does explain a little bit better than I do. That's pretty much the crutch of it, and that's how she can access the different multiverse versions of herself and acquire those skills. Well, why does she need those skills though? Well, because she has to fight off a bunch of bad guys, a bunch of evil that is sent by, hold on, that is sent by the main villain of the movie, who is hold on, who is known as Jobu Tupaki, right? So it's known as Jobu Tupaki, and Jobu Tupaki sends, sends her minions around, or their minions around. I kind of spoiled it a little bit, but you'll get it. It's not a crazy twist, but you'll see the twist. So, Jobu Tupaki sends lackeys and everything like that through the multiverse and stuff like that to try to stop Evelyn, while Evelyn pretty much has to learn everything on the fly, right? So this movie has really great action sequences. It has some really funny bits in there, some that I really cannot tell you about. There's a bit with a dog in there where this lady is using like the dog as a nunchuck and fighting Evelyn. And there's a part where this movie is weird. All right, I'm gonna put it out there like that, because I'll be better off telling y'all the weird stuff that happens in the movie as opposed to explaining the movie to you. You know what I'm saying? So there are things in this movie that's so weird, like someone's head explodes and instead of blood is glitter. You know what I mean? Like there's a random dancing scene in there, roller skating fights, weapons turn into dildos. People got to shove stuff up their buttholes. Like, it's insane. There's a part of the movie where you're looking at two rocks like communicating with each other. I mean, and it's just so many weird things. And visually, this movie is fun too, because like I said, we do travel through the multiverse, but at some point, a matter of fact, in the second chapter of the movie, where it's called Everywhere, right? So everywhere you see that, and it's really funny how the titles tie into the chapters, right? So the everything part, or the everything part is when Evelyn's kind of learning about the multiverse, right? So she's learning about everything, kind of in the manner of speaking, right? The everywhere thing, the everywhere part, that's when she gets to see herself in different pieces of the multiverse. Like that's where it kind of, the multiverse part of it is like really built up. Matter of fact, and there's another weird thing about this movie too. There's a bagel, an everything bagel. Yeah, try to guess that one. An everything bagel. Like this movie, an everything bagel is a really big issue in this film. This movie is bonkers. Like, it's really crazy. So, Evelyn, like, she has different lives. One, she's a movie star. Another one, she's like a sign twirler. Another one, like, there's a world where people have hot dogs for fingers. Yes, hot dogs for fingers. Like, and she practically creates that universe. There's so many weird things and so many interesting multiversal shenanigans here that is just, this movie is really fun to watch. It's a really fun movie. You get a lot of good laughs out of it. There's a raccoon tooey. When you see the movie and you hear raccoon tooey, prepare to laugh. That is one of the funniest things in the movie, amongst many other things. This is one of the most funniest and odd things. Like, I would watch raccoon tooey. Okay, I would watch that. I would watch the hell out of that. But outside of this just being a comedy and a very weird multiversal story, is there anything that we can use to connect to these characters? Can we connect to? I know you mentioned earlier, there's family problems. They're trying to run a laundromat, this IRS thing. But how can I connect to these characters? Well, the husband of Evelyn, he wants to file for divorce because he doesn't feel as close to Evelyn because Evelyn is always working, right? Evelyn feels sad and unfulfilled because she's only running a laundromat, and she only is doing that because of the connection she has with her husband. She ran away from home, not ran away from home, but she left home to marry her husband, and then all of a sudden just ends up running a laundromat, and that plays a big part in the multiversal stuff as well. Of course, there's the problems with Evelyn and her daughter. That plays a very big part in the movie, with just her having to accept her daughter and just be there for her and be there for her family, her husband, and things like that. What other emotional things like? There are things that you can hold on to with this movie, like and it even asks a question with Evan, like, if I can visit these multiverses, why don't I just stay there? Or like, if I see how good my life is over here, and am I the worst version of myself? Like, my life has so much meaning in many different places, but here it's like I have the worst of the worst. But just because you have the worst of the worst doesn't mean you don't have anything. That's one of the big things in the movie too. So it does have a lot of heart to it. It does have things that you can use to connect to these characters, even with all the multiverse shenanigans. Like, I found myself asking, like, wow, like, because at first I even doubt myself along with Evan. Like, dang it, if I'm the worst possible version of me, what did I do? Like, why am I the worst version of me? Like, what is this? Like, am I nothing across the multiverse? Am I like nothing? But then you come to the realization that, along with Evelyn, at least I did, where it's just like, well, you know what? Me being the quote unquote worst just means that I have the most potential. And they even say that to her, like, it just means you have the most potential to do more, to access more, to handle more, because you're at such a low point. You know what I'm saying? It sounds crazy, but when you think about it, that's a kind of encouraging. You know what I'm saying? Your low point, a low point. It just, everything is room for opportunity. You know what I mean? So it was very interesting with that. Now, also, like I said, with the ship there, I mean, if you've seen it in console, you probably get a little hint of what could be going on. Just family issues, and just being there for each other as a family. That's very family. I had to do it, but so that's a really interesting thing about it as well. So then we get to the all at once portion, right? I'm just skipping through the chapters, giving y'all a little bit of a taste of what this movie is, because again, this is hard to describe. This movie it's just really fun, really weird. So the all at once portion, that's pretty much the ending of the movie, kind of. But they do a really cool thing. So you see everything, you've been everywhere, and all at once, it's like, it's kind of what you might maybe think, it's like I'm experiencing everything all at once, because it's such a beautiful moment in that moment. I'm not spoiling anything by saying that, but it's a beautiful moment. I can't even describe it to you, but just the all at once pretty much means what you think it means, like just knowing what I've told you about the movie so far. It's a really fun movie to watch. It's very, very different. I love it. When I saw it, and it's been out for a few weeks now. When I saw it, there was still a pretty decent crowd in there with me, and I was surprised. Like, even younger people, older people, different ethnicities and stuff like that. If that matters to you, like there was a full crowd. It was a little smaller theater, but it was a nice crowd. So this movie is still doing numbers too. Now, don't get it wrong. To date, this movie has made $38.2 million on a $25 million budget. That is great. And like I said, the numbers are still going up. Matter of fact, I'm right. As of May 1st, which is as of yesterday, the film has grossed $35.5 million, putting it for $38.2 million. So it's doing good. People are still seeing it. The critical response to this has been amazing and outstanding. It sits at a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes and an 8.8 out of 10 on IMDb. I'm gonna give this movie a solid 4.9 stars. I really enjoyed it. Oddly enough, it didn't go as weird as I personally would have wanted it to, but it did get there. Like, it did scratch the itch that I was hoping it would scratch just by me seeing this movie, because I just knew from the trailer this was going to be an insane film. I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. I've talked to quite a few people who've seen it. Well, no, I've only talked about two people who've seen it. One person enjoyed it as much as I did, and the other person didn't really like it. It was a little too weird for them. So, depending on where you sit with weirdness in movies, I mean, this is right up my alley. So, I enjoyed it fully. And I laughed. I had a great time. I didn't get emotional and cry. This one didn't get me, but I did feel the emotional moments. Don't get me wrong in there. So yeah, overall, man, this is a great movie. It's now playing in theaters, everything, everywhere, all at once. Now playing in theaters. I do highly recommend this film. Like I said, 4.9 out of 5 stars. It was highly enjoyable. And you'll definitely get your bang for your buck. It's this movie is let me tell you how long it is. It's 2 hours, it's over 2 hours long. It's over 2 hours long. I'm trying to get, there we go. 139 minutes. And I think matter of fact, I'll tell you, because y'all know I'm not that great at math anyway. I'm gonna sit here and count all day. But I think the time when I saw it, 2 hours and 2 minutes, I believe. So 2 hours and 2 minutes, a little over 2 hours. It's good. It's not like a long 2 hours. Depending on how you feel. I did feel like it kind of dragged a little bit, but not too much. Like I said, the action scenes, if you're an action person, there's a lot of cool action scenes in here. A few good action scenes in here. Multiverse stuff is cool. Comedy is good. And the heart is great. So, yeah, that's all I got to say about this film. Definitely make sure you guys can check it out. It's still playing in theaters. If you can get out to the theater, go make sure you catch it. If not, when it ends up on streaming, I'll make sure I'll let you guys know where it's streaming at. But until then, guys, thank you all for tuning in. I will be back here between Friday and Sunday to tell y'all about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Madness. I can't wait. Y'all know I'm hyped. Y'all know I'm excited. I'm trying to get my Doctor Strange t-shirt this week. I just don't know. I'm ready. And if you don't want to be spoiled, stay away from the internet. I heard they are spoiling like little nasty, dirty dogs, spoiling everything for everybody. Like, why y'all got to do that? Why y'all got to do that? Then y'all wonder why we don't be getting trailers until like 2 months before the movie, or a month before the movie come out. Because y'all be spoiling stuff, bro. Just let the movie come out, bro. Like, we all finna see it anyway. We could talk about it after we watch the movie as a community. Let's not spoil it. All right, guys. Let's keep your Doctor Strange spoilers in your damn pants this week. All right? All right. But anyway, y'all take care, man. This has been Dave, another installment of BrickWall Reviews. Remember, hit that like button below if you enjoyed the review. Comment down below if you've seen everything everywhere all at once, or if you just want to talk about it in general. And subscribe to the channel if you aren't already subscribed. That does so much for me. Thank you guys for all your support and the love. It means a lot to me. And see you guys soon. Peace.